In this video segment, we'll discuss evasion. Evading confrontation is always the best possible course of action. Evading is essentially moving away from the shooter and removing ourselves from the threat. Remember that by evading, we do not mean fleeing in panic. By moving in panic, you could accidentally move towards the shooter instead of away. Many people are tempted to pull a fire alarm in an active shooter situation. It's important you don't do so, because it may draw people out into hallways and common areas, providing more targets for the shooter. Your objective should be to move away from danger tactically. This might mean slowing down to look and listen to your environment. It might mean moving from one position of cover and concealment to another, always moving away from danger. It's important not to run into dangerous blind spots, such as hallways and corners. In this scenario, notice that the shooter is in a hallway and you're approaching from a blind corner. The best strategy in this situation is to pie the corner. Pieing the corner provides maximum visibility and coverage. Back away from the corner and move in a wide arc, slowly. This method will allow you to see someone else before they see you. If you see or sense danger, back away slowly and find an alternate route. If you're moving towards this blind corner and there's a dangerous situation behind you, it's best to at least peek around the corner rather than blindly entering the area. Let's discuss cover and concealment for a moment. Cover is anything you would hide behind to protect yourself from a bullet. Materials and structures that provide good cover are often made of steel, concrete, and brick. Support pillars or large planters filled with dirt can be very effective at stopping bullets. If cover is about protection from bullets, concealment is about keeping out of sight. It's important to remember that some types of cover can be large enough to offer concealment, but just because you're concealed doesn't mean you're protected. Most modern construction materials are not sufficient cover. For example, drywall, cinder block, and stucco will not stop a bullet. While concealment can keep you out of sight of the shooter, it will not provide cover. Remember the OODA loop? You should always continue to reevaluate your situation. Perhaps you've been concealed for a time, but you determine that it's time to move again. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Leave your belongings behind. Excess baggage might slow you down. Remember to move from cover to cover and stay low. If while evading you come into contact with a shooter, if possible, move laterally or diagonally away. This will make you a harder target to hit. Running directly away from a shooter makes you an easy target. Help others escape if you can, but remember, the longer you are in the area, the higher the probability will be that you become a target. Moving the wounded may also slow your escape. It may cause others to stop and try and help as well, and that will only increase the number of targets in the area. Only call 911 when it's safe to do so. Remember, your primary responsibility is to evade and keep yourself safe. You cannot help others if you become a victim yourself. If you come into contact with law enforcement while evading a shooter, remember to keep your hands visible, drop any items you may be carrying, listen, and carefully follow any directions they give you. We'll cover more about interactions with law enforcement in another segment. I want to take a moment to discuss hiding. Sometimes hiding may be the only option, but it should only be considered as a temporary measure. If you need to hide quickly, look for a location that offers full concealment. Small closets, under a desk, or even a cabinet can offer good concealment.